Evolution. Much has been said about this highly controversial subject. The theory of macroevolution contends that all life, in all of its diverse and unique forms, all emerged from a common ancestor billions and billions of years ago. Whilst the details are vague and open to debate, a general summary of the theory would follow something along the lines of this. At some point in the course of existence, dust gathered in outer space and formed a planet. Where the dust came from is unclear. Water then formed and created bodies of water on the compressed dust. Some of the compressed dust that was covered by this water somehow evolved into sea slime. The sea slime then evolved into much greater things. The macroevolutionary process continued until we find such life forms as the hippopotamus, the pelican, and the pine tree. But how could this happen? What and where is the evidence for such a theory? In our search for answers, we tracked down many of the distinguished leading authorities in various scientific and historical fields to gather insight, to try and piece this evolutionary puzzle together once and for all.
Bang! Cosmic explosion! And out of the chaos, gravity.
So just what do we know about this theory of evolution? Or, if not know, what is being taught nonetheless?
There is only one explanation for the order in the universe, and it is a bang! A big freaking bang! How does this happen? Where do you get the material to form a universe? Right here.
Mr. Shelton Hahn is a science historian. He is also the curator of the Museum of Natural History in Chicago.
But will you believe it? No. And so, the compressed particles that have accumulated
over the years, Mr. Hahn has developed a unique teaching style that resonates with students, skeptics, and museum goers alike.
You may recognize this planet. She may be very familiar to you. I'm talking about planet Earth, our own mother.
Just where and how has the popular culture developed a mental image of evolution? Why is it that for such a seeming lack of hard evidence, there is such an ingrained image?
So, what do you do for a living?
Well, I am an evolutionary, conceptual artist.
Why did you decide to be an evolutionist conceptual artist?
Well, when I was young, I had a real love and a fascination with drawing imaginary creatures, and I think that just sort of carried over into my adulthood.
What is a transitional form?
A transitional form is it's a creature that is halfway one species and halfway another. The best example in human evolution, for example, would be Neanderthals, or Australopithecus, and Homo erectus.
She formed out of the bowels of her soul the first cell, life. How did it happen? Nobody knows. What do I think? Lightning! Out of the east, into the west, into the bowels of the earth, forming, putting together the amino acids to produce mitochondrion, the powerhouse of the cell. So, we go back now.
So we wondered if there are any examples today of living species in transition, For example, if man evolved from ape-like creatures, then it seems that we would find half ape, half men alive today.
If you guys see any snakes, squash them.
He is so commanding.
Leroy, there's a snake. Squash it. Why don't you squash it, Joel? Your feet are so much bigger than mine. So? Oh, a zebra.
These little monkeys who crawl around on the trees. They jump for banana. They jump for all sorts of stuff. But they don't jump forever because it has to happen. Evolution commands it. There shall be walking monkeys.
However, the fact remains that we still have chimps, a supposed evolutionary start point, and men, a supposed evolutionary outcome, both alive, living contemporaneously in our present day. Now, if chimps are a link to humans, and they're still alive, why are there no other supposed links alive? Apparently chimps have been fit enough to survive all these years just as chimps. So what was the need for them to evolve in the first place? And if they evolved into more fit species, such as Homo erectus, then why are all these more fit species gone, while the less fit species remain? Apparently chimps were pretty fit after all. And so perhaps man is not a descendant from chimp at all, but rather perhaps they are both descendants from some mystery ancestor that is not currently living. Perhaps at some point there came an evolutionary fork in the road, and the primitive ape-like creatures became multiple ape-like creatures, who all went their separate evolutionary ways. Yet it still didn't solve the predicament as to why there are no almost men alive today. It was in pondering these questions that the existence of one known as Hugh became known to us. We had heard of a potential example of evolutionary punctuated equilibria in action. It seemed that a gorilla had given birth to something much more humanoid than its parent. So, we investigated.
Is it rolling? Alright. I was born and raised in a family of apes. When the scientists found my family, they took my mother Coco and my father Winky into their disgusting evil labs. They forced my mother Coco to learn all sorts of perverted sign language. My father was forced to pose on the front cover of National Geographic.
Not to doubt Hugh's sincerity, but it appears that he was born to humans after all. For example, when he was first found, he did speak some English, which he could only have picked up from English-speaking people. The most reasonable explanation for Hugh's situation is that he was born to humans, but somehow became in the possession of apes when he was very young, and as a result, he now has no recollection of his true parents. And whilst further genetic testing has shown that Hugh is a completely modern human, his story is still interesting nonetheless.
Well, I was just sleeping one day in our tree hut with my family. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, this man in a lab coat comes in. He says, "My name is P. Connie and I'm here to take you home." He put us in cages. He put tags on our ears. Then they shipped us all to this lab, his facility, probably in Glasgow, maybe in Edinburgh. I don't know what they were doing. They forced us to learn all types of languages. Sign language, English. It was terrible. And then they monitored everything we did. When we ate, when we slept, when we pooped. It was horrible. I had no freedom. Then they decided that, oh, I'm not the ape, so you can go to school now. So guess what? I went to school. But everyone made fun of my hair. So I went to these scientists. They said, what am I supposed to do? I hate it here. So they gave me two options. Go back to school or go to the lab. I went to the lab. And they monitored everything. They kept track of when I ate, when I slept, when I pooped.
After speaking with Hugh, we decided to track down this P. Carney Sterlman, if indeed he existed. What we discovered was quite shocking. Among the many ambitious scientists in the world, none are more ambitious than Dr. P. Carney Sterelman. For security reasons, Dr. Sterelman has asked that his voice be disguised and that the location of his laboratory be kept confidential.
Evolution is a proven scientific law which has been demonstrated over and over in my laboratory. Furthermore, I currently have a group of test monkeys in my lab. I've put identification tags on their ears. I will be releasing them into the wild next weekend. I am convinced that they will evolve into men by the year 2012. I will then track them down, take off the tags, get them some claws, and then get them financed for a home loan.
You say that you have proven evolution? Do you have data to back this up?
Yes, of course!
Where is it?
In my vault.
In your vault?
Yes, my vault. You see, I have also many transitional forms in there, like tons. It's not even funny. I have thousands and thousands of fossils, which they clearly depict dinosaurs transition into birds, for example, the water squirrels transition into the whale, and of course, chimpanzees transition into modern man.
Can we see all of it?
No, of course not.
Why not?
They were all destroyed in the fire, if you must know.
And now, these multicellular organisms, they get more complex, you see. You see, they evolve, their mutations make them better and stronger and swifter, higher. They're like Olympians. They keep going forward, always forward, never backwards. Evolve. Ooh, first we get a fish. Oh, now we're at the frog. Frog, okay, what next? Okay, I'm a frog. I don't know, what should I do now? Maybe become a lizard or something? Okay, I'm a lizard. Lizard. Being a lizard. Okay, I gotta do something next. Maybe a smaller dinosaur, like, I don't know, ones with the big spikes. Okay, so I'm one of those now.
Dr. Sterelman claims that he had thousands and thousands of transitional forms depicting such things as the dinosaurs transition into bird. As questionable as that might seem, the notion of dinosaurs evolving into birds is not foreign to the scientific community.
I'm a bird! First bird ever! Evolution rules!
What the heck was that?
Better find a mate! Sure hope one's evolved by now. Survival of the fittest. Now what? A bird. Let's turn into a bird. Okay, here we go. Wings. Beak. Flight. Okay, now I'm a bird. What about the land animals?
The notion of dinosaurs evolving into birds has its fair share of opponents, even amongst the evolutionists.
Now, you see, the reason that I'm a qualified birdman
Lucas
is not
Kroberger
because
has devoted his life to
this type of
birds.
field or I have a degree, but I have been all over the world looking at these beautiful
He
birds.
probably knows more about birds than any man ever.
I just really know my bird species, you know. There's just so many, and most bird experts, they can't name as many as I can.
So just what would it take to prove evolution? P. Carney Sterelman believes that he is going to prove that man evolved from chimpanzee once and for all by documenting it with his test monkeys.
It was all ruined. My records, my farms, everything. But I won't need any of that crap anyway after I prove once and for all that evolution is a fact.
You mean with the test monkeys and the tags on their ears?
Bingo.
Others, however, doubt if such an approach will be successful.
You see, apes should have equal rights to man. And when man takes apes, you know what happens? Apes rise. We will find you, P. Sterelman, and all your apes and set them free. You will pay the price for what you have done to me and my family. I guarantee you that.
And Hugh is not the only one searching for P. Connie Stellman. Brilliant as he may be, Mr. Stellman is a wanted man. Sergeant Gary Nichols has been after P. Connie Stellman since the late 60s. Whilst he has yet to catch him, he does believe that he has made excellent strides in the past 4 decades.
He likes to keep a close eye on the police. I dare say he keeps just as close an eye on us as we keep on him.
That's him. You're on, Gary.
Yeah.
Hello, Gary. How's it going, old buddy? Been on any adventures lately?
Eastern Hemisphere, Gary.
What?
Oh, don't play stupid with me. I'm onto your little games. What, did you go to Edinburgh and Glasgow? What'd you find? Empty labs? Yeah. Well, now your little trick is going to cost you. That's right. You're gonna have to pay. You know what I want.
You mean monkeys?
That's right. Deliver 2 of them, a female, a male, at the East Bay Bridge tomorrow at 3. And don't bring any of your little pansy friends. You better come alone, pretty boy.
We lost him. So now I'm a ferret. Ferret. Now I got evolved into something else now. How about a bear? I'm a bear. Rah!
Some people have turned to math looking for answers. Take, for example, Charles Seurat, police officer by day, world-renowned mathematician by night. Mr. Seurat explains his position.
Get a diaper on that baby, please. Thank you. Sir, no pooping in the streets. When they first came to me, they told me, Charlie, we want you to prove the evolutionary theory using your math. I told them I cannot use my math to prove something that's not empirical. I said your theory is historical and not empirical. You cannot prove history using math. That's crazy.
So do I stay a bear? I don't think so. I evolved into something better. I want to be able to climb trees. I see those trees are so pretty. They got fruit in them. I want to climb them. But I got these freaking claws. I'm too big and I sleep half the time. So I need to evolve into something better, quicker, more nimble. And now I can climb the trees because I am now a monkey. Ooh, you may recognize the significance of the development of the monkey. Okay, so here we go now. Here we go. We're getting there. Okay, we're at the bottom now. Okay, well, I'm Lucy. See, I'm halfway. I'm not quite human. Not quite. But you. Frank, I need my inhaler.
In the end, perhaps the only thing math has done for the theory of general evolution is to show how astronomically improbable it is. Yet it is inconclusive either way, neither proving nor disproving the theory. So since we are left with a historical theory, the only way we could come close to proving it is by investigating the hard, tangible evidence we have today, which is found in the fossil record. Of course, we could never know for sure what happened, but we can get a better idea through analyzing the evidence. And again, in the case of evolution, the importance of transitional forms is brought to attention. In Darwin's day, he recognized the lack of transitional forms and regarded it as a hindrance to his theory. He also predicted that future generations would discover transitional forms. Whilst there have been many clever attempts to create transitional forms over the years, such as the Piltdown Man, and more recently, the fabricated half-bird, half-dinosaur fossils found in China, there has yet to come to light a single, undisputed, fully intact transitional form.
I found a transitional form.
You did?
Well, no, not really, but I came close.
Well, how do you know you came close?
I don't know, but you'd think after 25 years of digging that, you'd come close.
As we were investigating the fossil record, we caught up with world-renowned archaeologist Abdul Sharif. Over the past 2 decades, Mr. Abdul has unearthed thousands of fossils and is well respected in the scientific community.
Well, the first 5 years I was an intern, but more like 20.
What are some of the things that you have found?
Well, I found an Australopithecus, I think. It could have just been a man. You never know with these things.
Well, where did you find it?
I was in the desert of, where was that? Tajikistan, and a wonderful, beautiful place. And I believe I found a form, but you never know. It could just be a human, One time I did find a giant rat, though.
Really?
Well, it could have been a cat, but it looked like a rat. But we have proven evolution is true.
Oh, you have?
Well, no, not really, no. There's some flaws in the math, But I could care less whether the evolution theory is true or not. I just like to go out in the desert and have fun. You see that pyramid right there? That's the pyramid I found a giant rat skeleton. On that pyramid, I found a Malachite man. Could have been. You never know, these mathematicians. Have you ever been on a dig?
Well, no.
You should come. It's great fun, You give me my number and I call you and we go, okay? That'd be great.
Is that legal?
Oh, legal? No, not really. But it'd be fun.
And what does Shelton Hahn think of all this?
Frolicking along, killing mammoths, squashing snakes. Australopithecus at the bottom of the chain. I'm growing Australopithecus no more. I am Homo erectus and I'm here to walk upright like a modern man, only with not quite as big of a brain. Now I'm a Neanderthal. Okay, so I got my club, I got my children, I got my woman. Okay, we're getting there.
While some evolutionists will point at Archaeopteryx as a transitional form, others dismiss the notion.
I don't know what all the fuss is about the Archaeopteryx. It's about the size of a pigeon. It's completely covered in feathers. It doesn't take a bird scientist to tell that that's a bird. And I would know, I'm a bird expert. Did you hear that? A bird mating call. Shall I respond? Okay.
One thing is for certain, though. The theory of evolution is not through evolving, and thus it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As more information comes to light, the more the theory will be tested. And nothing can ever be confirmed or refuted until it is tested. If the general theory of evolution is true, it will withstand the scrutiny and come out confirmed. If it is false, it will not withstand the scrutiny, and eventually it will collapse. But either way, it will work to the benefit of pure objective science by establishing that which is consistent and sound, while revealing the things that are not.
It's foolishness, it's bizarre, it's crazy, it's insane.
But I promise you this, I will find you, be carne sterimen. You are at the top of my revenge list.
That's all. What else can I say? This monkey's gone to heaven. This monkey's gone to heaven. This monkey's gone to heaven.
You're going to have to get a permit for that horse. Hey, you two, get a room. The diaper. Put the diaper on the baby and finish it.
We continue to climb the mountain of human evolution. The mountain of evolution. I am now climbing to the top. Soon I will be a Homo sapien.
Yeah, so I guess me and Teresa, we're getting pretty serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, who's that?
Ooh, no. Ew, gross.
Ew.
What is that guy doing?
That water's probably like so dirty.
Ooh, I know, that's so gross.
Ew, he did it again.
Heck, do you even know him?
No, but you know, he kind of looks like Teresa's brother.
Yeah, he's gross, ew.
You know, I hate prunes, but I love raisins. I don't know the difference. Are we rolling? Well, maybe next time it'll be more adventurous. Hopefully. Gentlemen, oh, good fellow. You know, sometimes he gets misunderstood. You know, he's a strict man, but a kind man. You know, I do feel bad for his adopted son, Hugh, you know. He just wants to do the best thing, and Sterlman doesn't understand him, but he's a good man.
Wakey, wakey, monkeys! Uncle Sterlman's here!
Let's see who we've got here. One male, a female. What the freak?
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, you little freak! Oh my gosh, that hurt! Get in the cage, you little brat! You're going to the lab! Oh, my finger!
I mean, oh my gosh. I was over her cave the other day.
Yeah?
I mean, talk about messy. Ew. But you know what? Her sister is so fine.
Yeah. Ew, gross. Hey, what's that on your back? It looks like a piece of poo.
It's not a piece of poo, you idiot.
Then what is it?
It's a mole.
Ew.